Hi, I'm Barт Yermан, Professor of Religious Studies at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and author of the books Misquoting Jesus and God's Problem. I think this book is bigger than either God's Problem or Misquoting Jesus. In Misquoting Jesus, I dealt with how scribes had changed the text of the New Testament over time. In this book, I talk about what happened before the scribes even got to the text. I talk about the original version of the New Testament and the problems that it poses. There are a large array of problems that I deal with in the book, such as the contradictions and discrepancies that you can find among the authors of the New Testament. For example, both Mark and Luke portray Jesus, of course, as being crucified, but his attitude toward his death differs remarkably depending on which gospel you're looking at. In Mark's gospel, Jesus is in despair going to his death. He's silent throughout the entire proceeding, and he cries out only one thing during the entire time. He cries out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And he dies. In Luke's gospel, which was written later, Jesus is not in despair at all. Jesus is calm and in control until the very end, and rather than crying out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" he cries out, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit." He's calm and control until the very end. This isn't a discrepancy per se. What it is a different perspective on who Jesus was, depending on which gospel you happen to read. I deal with historical problems of knowing what Jesus actually said and did. The historical problem of knowing how it is we got these 27 books in the first place and not some other collection of Christian writings. This is all material that scholars have been talking about for 200 years, yet oddly enough, it's material that people simply don't know about. I often get asked to give talks in churches, and one of the most frequently asked questions I get is, "Why have I never heard this before?" Well, the reason is because scholars haven't done a very good job in communicating their information more broadly. This book is designed to help people on all levels, whether people in the church or people on the street or anybody simply interested in the Bible, to help all people understand better what scholars have been saying about the Bible for the past 200 years.